So what we will be doing today is we'll be creating EBS volumes. Let's say I have provisioned this server, right? I have provisioned this server with, if I go to where, if I go to, you know, EBS volume stage, EBS volume tab, you see that I have only one EBS volume attached. If I click on that root device mapping, right, only 8 GB of EBS volume, whatever. If I click on this EBS volume, it will take me to the different EBS volume dashboard, and I have only, you see that this 8 GB EBS volume is there. But what if I need more EBS volume? EBS volume is nothing but if I need more data to the server. Let's say I have only 8 GB data to the server and 1 GB RAM, and I provisioned the server with 8 GB data, but I am going to need more. So what I'm going to do now, right? That's a question, right? So this instance is elastic EC2. This is you can terminate, you can create, or you can attach the EBS volume on the fly. Okay, and this is a you know, tricky question. So in order to add data to your instance, to your existing instance, what you need to do, you need to have an EBS volume available for that in the same region, actually, in the same availability zone, not in the same region, actually. It should be in the same availability zone. You see that you have this instance, where this instance is up and running. It is up and running in Ohio, that is ES2. Inside Ohio, there are multiple availability zones, availability zone A, availability zone B, availability zone C, something like that. Let me explain what that means. Can you guys see my this, what is that? Can you guys see my this page, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is whole region is US1 or 2, whatever. Right now I have Ohio region. I'm in Ohio region, right? This is Ohio. Availability, not availability zone. This is that spelling correct? Okay, whatever. This is the region. Region is nothing but they have a data center in Ohio region. You have a network inside their data center. Okay, the data center is in Ohio region. Now this is maybe, you know, US2 or 1, US2, for example. Let's say this is US2, right? And they have a, this Ohio data center will be serving the, you know, accounts at New York, Washington DC, or, you know, Chicago, or those things. And this data center whole region will be divided into zones, and they call these zones availability zone A, US2, that means US2A, US2B, US2C, US2E, D, something like that. So each region will have up to, you know, 4 or 5 availability zones. Okay, for example, this is US2A, US2A. Okay, and our instance is up and running in this US2A, 2A instance. Okay, in order to attach the extra data to this instance, you should have an EBS volume available in the same availability zone, not only in the same region. You should have an EBS volume available in the same availability zone. It should be available in the same availability zone. Okay, so what we will do, we will create an EBS volume and we will attach that EBS volume. Basically what we are doing is we are creating extra data and we'll be attaching the data to our instance. Let's go ahead, and this is the EC2 dashboard. Okay, this is you know, instances, you see launch types, and you can have this, what this launch type means. You can create launch configuration. Launch configuration is nothing but how many instances you need, what is the instance type, and what is the security group for that instance, and things like that, and what is the what is the VPC, what is the subnet, what is the security group, and what are the tags for that instance. You could create all those details inside a launch configuration, and you can save it. Next time when I want to provision the same server, what I need to do, I need to just go here and provision the server. Remember, this launch type is just creating an instance. It's not a replica of the instance. It's not, you will be creating an instance only. You will not be installing any security tools, or you will not be installing any users. It's nothing. It's just a replica of your instance. Whatever the instance that you created, this is the blueprint of that instance. Infrastructure, not like AMI, not like an image of your instance. This is the blueprint of your instance. Okay. And you could request some request like I need to reserve 100 T2.micro instances for next 3 months, so I can get a little bit cheaper and things like that. You don't need to know all those details, but just you could reserved instance. Let's say you want to have some database instances available, right? Okay, if you buy those instances for 6 months, we can get you cheaper price, 10% cheaper, things like that, because they're getting business for 6 months. Even though if you are using, you're not using, they're getting business for like 6 months, right? For example, and that what it is, reserved instances, dedicated hosts. So you will need to know the AMIs, which we did create AMI yesterday. What is AMI? Can someone explain me what is an AMI?
Backup, Vishnu.
Backup of
Instance.
Yes, backup of your server. Yes, AMI is nothing but backup of your server. Okay, that is very important. And you don't need to know any AMI catalog. This is for my AMIs, marketplace, community AMIs. That means Amazon people will sell the AMIs. If you need an AMI with a Jenkins installed, right? Hey, we have an AMI. We can send it to you. We can sell that AMI, and you need to pay for that AMI because they have already Jenkins installed. Things like that. That's the marketplace. And this is my AMIs, and this is a community. They are free. Community AMIs for just development purpose. You could use a community AMI and things like that. Okay, this is where the volume comes in. So what we need to do, in order to attach a data, you should have a data available in the same region. So what region our instance is up and running right now? Can you guys tell me what region is it? ES is to 2A, right? And we can go ahead and create a EBS volume in ES is to 2A. Okay, create a EBS volume, and just general purpose, I can give the, you see that minimum 1 GB, maximum 16,384 GB. You can, it's elastic. You can, you want to increase the size, decrease. You cannot decrease the size once the size has been created, but you can, you can have an option like, hey, I need next 25 GB of data. Okay, this EBS volume will be 25 GB. Okay, and the availability zone, you see that you need to create the instance EBS volume the same where the instance is. Okay, and are you using any snapshot? Right? No, you're not using any snapshot. You are creating brand new EBS volume, and you can have an option to encrypt this EBS volume. What encrypt means? So you can only see the data, what's in there. Nobody can see the data. Okay, that's what it means. And you can add a tags. I can say name, maybe for web server, and things like that. People use it for app, right? And Nike's, men, things like that. So they use something like that. Okay, create EBS volume, and EBS volume will be ready in a minute. Now let's go and attach this EBS volume. Okay, attach, you see that attach EBS volume, and if I click on this, I will get all the instances that are available in that availability zone. Basically, I have only one EC2 instance available in that EBS or in that region, and I can just leave the device, whatever device. You see that Linux devices dev SDF through dev SDF SDP. You could use SDF FHIJKLMNOP till now. It's a device type, right? And just attach the EBS volume. So you are adding extra data to your instance, okay? And so let's say I need to take a backup, right? For example, something happened and my instance gone, and I don't have anything, any backup strategy. For EBS volume, price is different. And if something happens to your instance and you don't see the EBS volume, the volume is gone away. So, how I'm going to recover the data that I have before, right? So what most of the companies do, they take snapshots for this EBS volumes every night, okay? What they do, they create snapshot. You see that snapshot?
What is snapshots, Vishnu?
It's a backup for your EBS volume.
Backup for your
EBS data, volume. Basically. What is EBS volume? The question is, what is EBS volume, right? EBS volume is nothing but data. When we buy computer, what we will get RAM and we will get ROM, right? What is ROM? Yes. Like, backup, like, hard disk, right? This is a hard disk for your computer. If you are creating a virtual computer, okay, this is your virtual computer. What is the operating system for this virtual computer? Amazon Linux is the operating system for this virtual computer. It could be anything. It could be Mac OS, so it will be a MacBook. It could be Windows, so it will be a Windows computer. Remote, like, virtual Windows computer, virtual MacBook, or it could be a CentOS, virtual Linux, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It could be Amazon Linux. You have that flexibility to configure your own computer. Okay, did I answer your question actually?
Vishnu.
Okay, so EBS volume is nothing but it's a backup. It's not backup, it's a data for your instance. Okay, so what companies do, most of the companies, what they does is, and this is your EBS volume with 25 GB. That's what we just attached to our instance. And today 200 customers requested, they did shop or something like that. They do shopping and everything, and we have the data that has a 5 GB, right? For example, when you take snapshot, right? You take snapshot, you will have that snapshot with the 5 GB data, and tomorrow another 2 GB will be added, and you take snapshot tomorrow as well, and that's going to be snapshot with a 7 GB data. That snapshot will have a 5 GB plus 2 GB. Okay, and day after tomorrow a little bit more, and they take snapshot day after tomorrow again with a 9 GB data. For example, if I add another 2 GB. Okay, so for some reasons instance gone away, or it doesn't have to be instance gone away. For example, right? And let's take our ES East 2 region was down. For example, the whole ES East 2 region is down, right? Now I wanna provision the same server in a different region, right? For example, I want to provision server in Oregon region, right? And what I need to do, I need to create an AMI in Oregon region. You have two options. You could take a backup of your server, right? But the region was down. I don't have any instance to take AMI. Instance is down because the region is down. So what I can do is, the snapshots, most of the companies, they store the snapshots in S3 bucket. S3 bucket is a kind of storage. They take snapshots every day, They store them in S3 bucket. So the S3 bucket is globally available. It doesn't have to be in a single region. Okay. They create AMIs. So what we will do today for now, we will create snapshots with our EBS volumes. We will create AMI with the snapshots, and we will use that snapshot as well to launch a server. Okay. And if I go here and if I do, just to create snapshot, and it will prompt me for the volume. Okay. I'm not getting any volume. You know why? Can someone tell me why I don't have any volume here? Okay, let's choose instance. I'm not getting any instance. Can someone tell me why? Because you see the region. So the instance that I have in Ohio region, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
So the instance that I have in Ohio region. So if I do, if I click on that EBS volume, right? How many EBS volumes that I have? 2 EBS volumes, right? And I want to pick, I can pick the EBS volume that I want to create a snapshot. Or if I choose instance, okay, let's choose instance ID. Okay, I have 2 EBS volumes. Okay, if I do create a snapshot, it's going to create EBS snapshot for these 2 EBS volumes. Okay, and for the identification purpose, I can add. So I will identify the snapshots. Okay, these are the snapshots. Okay, I will identify the snapshots and create a snapshot. Okay, you see that 2 snapshots are being created with the 2 EBS volumes. 1 EBS volume, 1 snapshot. You see that one is 8 GB, another one is 25 GB. Okay, and after, so today I'm creating 1 snapshot for EBS volume, right? I have like I said, I have a 5 GB data in this 25 GB EBS volume, 5 GB data in this snapshot. And tomorrow I can create 1 more snapshot. I have 7 GB data, right? In that 7 GB, I have today's 5 GB as well. So I don't need any today's snapshot. I can terminate the today's snapshot, right? So that I don't have to pay for 2 snapshots, right? But what most of the companies do, they keep 2 weeks backup. For something goes wrong, they wanna, they wanna provision the server just like that. Let's say something happens with the 2-day snapshot, go back yesterday. Okay, the whole region, you couldn't able to fix it for a week. Okay, go behind 8th day. So get those snapshots, build your infrastructure as soon as possible, like that. So most of the companies, they keep snapshots for 2 weeks. Okay, hey, so what I will do, like I need to come here every day and look for what are the 2 weeks older snapshots and just to clean them. No, we can automate all those things. Okay, I'm an automation engineer. I can write an automation script to do that. Okay, and so in this case, we don't need to write any script. So there is a service called Lifecycle Manager. Okay, Data Lifecycle Manager. What this guy will do? This guy will do complete automation. This guy will create snapshot on behalf of us, and this guy will terminate them after 2 weeks and things like that. For that, let's go ahead and create a simple lifecycle manager policy. And just to create a policy, and what this policy for? Just use instance instead of EBS volumes. Let's use instance and a description. What this policy for? And for example, lifecycle policy for policy Nike Men app, whatever the servers with the Nike Men app, they'll be taking backup actually. use the app and Nike Men. That's fine. Whatever the server that has a Nike Men app, it's going to create a lifecycle policy so that, it's going to create like EBS volumes, well, not EBS volumes. It's going to create a snapshot for those. And you can add the tags, right? And the app, for example, Nike Men. Okay. And you can add up to 50 tags for identification purpose. And you see that schedule name. What I will do, I'll just give a name like a Nike Men policy. Every company, they kind of mention the app name in every rule that they create, every mission that they create, every volume that they create, because identification purpose, the building reports based on the app only, based on the tags only. So I want you to guys know about that. Okay. And hey, when do you want to take, what is the frequency? I want to take it daily. Okay. Some companies, they take every 12 hours, but I'm okay to take every 24 hours. Okay. And I want you take backups 9 UTC, and I can return by age. Okay, I can do like 15 days, or I can do like 5 days. Okay, and even I can do something, copy the tags from source. I have whatever the instance that I have with the tags, and grab the tags, all those tags, and you can add those tags to the snapshots that you are creating, and create a policy. Okay. So what this policy will do, this policy will create a snapshots every day based on your requirement. Okay. And this policy will, terminate the snapshots after 5 days. That's what we have, right? That's what we have in the schedules. If I go to schedules, you see that 5 days retention. After 5 days, the snapshots will be automatically deleted, because that's what I have when I schedule this policy. And this Nike, Nike Women, they have one more app. Other team manage that app, and they wanna they wanna keep 10 days, right? They can create one more policy, and in their policy they can keep retention 10 days. How simple is that, right? So that's what the lifecycle manager does for. So what we have learned today, we learned how to attach EBS volumes. And the main thing, most of the people, they ask in interviews, hey, should I have a EBS volume? Like, if I create EBS volume in a different region, how does that work? And things like that. No. You should create EBS volume in the same availability zone, not only region. That's what you need to tell them. Okay. And for people ask the same question in a multiple ways. So what backup strategies that you guys use? How you guys, use backup strategy? They don't know you're taking like AMIs, or they don't know you're taking like a snapshots. They want to see what you are doing actually, how your infrastructure has been built. And we tell them, hey, we've been taking snapshots every night, and we have a lifecycle manager to do that. And yeah, so that's what we keep them like 2 weeks. If something goes wrong, we build identical environment in a different region, and we build baselines using that snapshot, and we build the servers and everything. So that's why we keep backup strategy. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And yeah, they don't have any other questions actually. So for the backup, and some people, they kind of mention, hey, can you explain your disaster recovery plan, how you guys do it? Like, if something goes wrong, what you guys do? Disaster recovery is nothing but you have a disaster in Ohio region, and you want to build your identical environment in a different region. So what you will do, what you could do, and things like that. We take backups every day. If something goes wrong, we have a backups. to build infrastructure in a different availability zone, not availability zone, in a different region. So that's what we do. We store the snapshots in a S3. S3 is not for one region, it's a globally available. Let's say you have a server in Sydney, Australia, and your server is down. You want to build one more server in Singapore, because Sydney, Australia will be very close to the Singapore data center. What you will do, I can have the S3 bucket available for everywhere. So I can have that snapshot in a S3 bucket, and I will use that snapshots to create AMIs, and I will use that AMI to build a server. And let's see how we can create AMIs from the snapshots as well. Let's go to snapshots. Okay.
Vishnu, one question, Vishnu.
Yes, go ahead.
AMI is backup is like stored in only particular zone or any other zone?
So backup, you can store the backup everywhere that you want. You can, for different regions or different availability zones, right? So
Yes.
only S3 will be available globally. Okay.
Yes.
That is the reason why people store their backups in globally available service, which is S3 bucket. Okay.
S3.
They encrypt the volumes. Remember, we encrypted the value, right? There is an option like you could encrypt this value, encrypt the value, and they create a bucket. Bucket is nothing but just a folder. Okay. People call bucket. They create a folder, and they keep objects inside that folder. Objects is nothing but snapshots or files or documents and things like that. Interestingly, I want to share something. Actually, I did download. What is that? So there was an agreement, company agreement, that I was trying to download from a third-party company, right? And they shared me the link to download the file. And when I click on that link, it took me to the S3 bucket straight away. This URL, right? This URL, the URL has S3 in it. So they're storing those documents in S3 bucket. You see that data, that kind of data. And all those things can be, because S3 is globally available. Let's say you are in India and you need that file to be downloaded. You could do it, right? You just click on that URL, and you will be directed to that S3 bucket, and you can download the file from that S3 bucket and things like that. Did I answer your question, Ashley?
Vishnu.
Okay. So we created, basically, let me explain. Two scenarios we will be creating AMIs. The AMIs, most of the times we will be creating AMIs for development tools like a Jenkins. And companies, they don't use Bitbucket like a public Bitbucket, right? They build their own Bitbucket, actually. Own Bitbucket in the sense they will take license from Atlassian, Bitbucket owned by Atlassian, or GitHub owned by Microsoft. They take license and they build their own server, right? And a Bitbucket and a Jenkins and a Nexus. Nexus will be stored for the packages, the snapshots. When you download the package, a Git bash for Windows and things like that, they'll be stored in a repository called Nexus repository. So those kind of development tools, they have that AMIs. They take AMIs for the development tools, most of the companies. But for the applications, they will create snapshots for EBS volumes. Application is nothing but Nikes.com or Superbowl.com or anything, any application, not like a development tool. Development tool is ours, like for our company, right? Jenkins is for our company. None of the Nike customer can use Jenkins, right? No customer will go and shop in Jenkins, right? No. So the development tools will be taken like AMIs, and for the applications, they will be taken like snapshots. Okay. Just wanted to let you guys know. And I click on this, and if I do action, right? Okay. I don't see anything. I don't see anything like to create AMI. Okay. This is to delete. Okay. Copy image. Okay. Let's go to AMIs. Let's see what we will say. Okay, and don't unselect this one. Go to image builder. Okay, this is not it. Okay, this is not it. This is not what we want. What we want actually. Go back. Is anybody using what is that? Can select this. Register a new AMI. Okay. Okay, this is not it. Oh, this is so interesting. How I'm going to create an AMI using snapshots. Let's try to do it. Okay, let's select a snapshot, and in the action, create an image. I can add EBS volume. You see that? You can create image from snapshot as well. Okay, you can add extra EBS volume, right? Okay, add extra EBS volume, and I'm going to use okay, so you know what, I'm going to use a snapshot actually. Okay, you see that? So the destination AMI, these many snapshots that I have. Okay, and let me grab the snapshot, whatever the snapshot that I want. Okay, for example, let's take this snapshot. You see that I have this snapshot 1 and this is 2. Okay, I can increase the size. Even I can increase the size. Let's say that snapshot that I have 8 GB, right? But 7 GB data is filled already. Let's say something like that. Okay, and I want to have something extra, some extra data on that. Let's use 25. Okay, and I have 7 GB filled and I have a 18 GB available. And I would say, like, delete and termination. When you terminate your AMI, right, these snapshots will be deleted, things like that. And backup AMI snapshot, something like that. It's just a name, you could give any name. 8086 64-bit. You see that architecture, 8086 64-bit. Anybody know 8085 8086 architecture? No. Okay, that snapshot does not belongs to my account. It's a somebody snapshot, so that I cannot use it. Okay, what I will do, let me go. Okay, let me cancel this. Let me cancel this. Let me grab the snapshot. Okay, where is the snapshot ID? Yeah, this is the snapshot ID, right? Copy the snapshot ID. And okay, let's pick a snapshot, create image, add snapshot ID, right? Just add the snapshot ID, and I will give 25 GB, right? I can choose delete termination. Okay. And select. You see that image has been created. So use this AMI to launch instance. You need to copy this AMI to different region. Okay. You see that permissions, edit account number, right? So the different region might have a different account number, or add, create remote volume or whatever. Based on this, so that you can have this image publicly available and things like that. You would have to copy this AMI to the different region, and you can you can use that AMI to launch a server, things like that. This is the backup strategy. Are we clear for today? Anybody have any other questions? This is for today's
So
class.
that snapshot need to be active, Vishnu, for creating this AMI.
Yeah, the snapshot is always active. Actually, it's a snapshot. It's not. There is nothing like you can say active, because nobody accessing that snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but it's kind of document that you have out there. You're not getting any request, or you're not getting any access for that snapshot.